The prettiest girls that I know are actually pretty lonely.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you often struggle with your personal relationships, allow me to feed into your delusions with actual facts and data. If you haven't watched this original creator's video, go watch it because there's actually so much data to back up the fact that people who are more conventionally attractive and that whole halo effect thing can actually be a really isolating experience. Now, the original creator talks about how you should always go out and ask the prettiest girl in school because that's the girl who's probably getting asked out the least, just because everyone thinks that she's going to turn them down. But it'll actually affect more than just your dating life. It'll affect any sort of close personal relationship you try and form, including friendships. To the point where the founder of OkCupid, which you know is owned by the Match Group that owns pretty much every big dating app nowadays and a lot of dating sites, they all got together and pooled over a decade's worth of dating data, try and say that one 10 times fast, and they came to the conclusion that the more conventionally attractive you are, the harder it's going to be for you to find the one. And it especially causes issues in female friendships growing up because in school, the prettier girls are more likely to be singled out and bullied by other girls because jealousy reasons and classic mean girl tactics, you know? And I never realized this either growing up because I grew up in a household where we didn't really get told we were pretty. And believe me, I've unpacked that in therapy, don't you worry. But I didn't realize that I was at all even remotely conventionally attractive until I got into college. Like in high school, I had plenty of friends that were guys and girls, but I didn't really get asked out on dates. And the only time I did, it was by people out in the world who weren't in my school district. For reference, here's some photos of me from high school. I wasn't the most attractive girl in the whole school, but I really thought that I was ugly. Although I will stand by the fact that I was probably just terribly annoying. But one day, a quote-unquote popular boy sat next to me in class, and we really hit it off. Like, I thought we were becoming friends, and all the girls know where this story's going, but we became science class desk friends. Like, we really hit it off, and I never thought for once that he was flirting with me, because my thought process was like, who would ever want to date me anyways? But the second a popular girl who had a crush on this boy got wind of this, and this boy did not like her back, she decided to make my life a living tragedy for the next 2 or 3 years. It was really such classic mean girl energy. Like, she got all of her friends to send me terrible messages in my DMs. Every time I would show up for class, like, all the backpacks would be filled in the seats, even though no one was coming to sit in them, so I would have to sit alone in the corner in the back. And I didn't know why. I just thought I was like the weirdest person on the planet and everyone hated me for whatever reason. It got worse after this boy tried to ask me out one day, and I actually had a boyfriend at the time, so I was politely just like, no, but I really liked being your friend. And he started being kind of a jerk to me after that, and then when he found out I actually had a boyfriend who was in college, he started being horrible to me and spreading all these rumors throughout school and getting other people to be horrible to me. And he genuinely convinced me that he had only asked me out as a joke, and I was like, that makes perfect sense given all of my other suspicions. But the third thing that teed me off to this phenomenon was after graduation, all these boys who I didn't even think knew I existed started DMing me and asking me to go out. And I remember I went out with a few of them and they gave the same answer that this kid in the video said. When I asked them why it took them all till after graduation to finally ask me out, they all said that they didn't think that I'd say yes and they just didn't want it to be awkward around school after getting rejected. And I was like, why would you think that? And the cherry on top of everything was that I later dated a boy whose friend was one of the girls in those friend groups who was horrible to me the whole time. And I was like, let's address the elephant in the room. Why were you so horrible to me in school? Like, I don't remember ever having any active beef with you. And they were like, honestly, that girl who was my friend liked that boy who liked you, so we had to figure out how to get rid of you. And I was like, what in the Gossip Girl, Serena and Blair sort of convoluted? Like, all those years, I just thought I was wildly weird and annoying. Like an ugly duckling that people just avoided like the plague. And I stand by some of that, okay? I was weird and annoying in high school, and I'm still kind of weird and annoying to this day. But apparently maybe not so much to other people. I want to clarify that I did mostly maintain normal friendships to a reasonable degree throughout high school. So if you don't have like any friends and you can't maintain any friendships, then okay, maybe the issue is you. But you might also just be really pretty at the same time.